Hey everybody, it's Craig Faniani from the Sacramento Jazz Education Foundation, back with ear training, Harmonic Context, Part 4. During one of our previous lessons, I stated that notes just don't float around in the air. And in this music that we're studying, every note has harmony attached to it, and every chord, in turn, spawns melodic notes. That's why it's important to study all the aspects of a song to understand how all the parts synchronize and make the song work. Improvisation relies on that depth of this knowledge. Incidentally, improvisation doesn't just mean playing single notes over solo changes. Improvisation is the creative thought that goes into things like your arrangement, any changes in form, comping, tempo, chord substitutions and extensions, etc., etc., etc. In other words, there are aspects way beyond the page that you can tweak. So learning how the inner workings and leading tones of chord progressions work will help you to hear new melodies, write string parts even, sing harmony, and compose. They are the tools that you should have at your fingertips when you create. So what's next? This next exercise is again about harmonic context. I believe that when you establish a key and then hear a note, you should be able to identify it. The same way if a tune was playing and someone hit a note, or you hear an idea in your head, you should know the relationship between the chord progression and what you're hearing. For instance, if we're playing A train, that pretty much is a big 5 chord. If we're playing that tune and someone plays ba-ba-da-doop-de-do, or you hear that in your head, which I just did, you'd want to know what that is, right? Wouldn't it be great if something came out of somebody's horn and you could just know? And then what else happens is, let's say you hear bam ba de boop dep dum. Would you know what those notes are? That's what this is all about, is to hear a key and then be able to recognize what the note is. If we're in the key of C, that's a C6 for A train. What is this note? It's the root. That's what we're after. So to practice this skill, I'm going to play a 1-4-1-5-1 in a key and then hit a single note. So I'm going to establish a key and then hit a mystery note, as it were, for you to identify. We'll do major and we'll do minor and we'll do some that are mixed. So let's practice. You won't know what key I'm in because I'm going to move around, and that makes it more difficult than if I stay in one key. So we're going to move around a little bit and kind of see what happens. So let's just try this. That's a 1-4-1-5-1. 1-4-1-5-1. Okay? Now what note is this? What degree of the scale is that note? That's a G sharp. But you wouldn't know it was in the key of E, so you might say that's the third. It's the major third. That's correct. So how do you listen to these? The thing that works for me a lot is to go to hear the root, and then any interval from there, I can kind of tell that's a major third. You might also be thinking, because I'm going to play most of these in root position. So here's E. The top note goes up because the fifth of E then goes to the third of the A, which is up a step. So you know the root. You know those. So maybe you can fill in that. And then when you have those, once you have the chord tones and then the seventh, you can kind of fill in the notes that are the passing tones in between. That's the idea. Use every resource you have. Use everything you can to figure these out. All right, let's do another one. Okay, so reset where you are. 1. So you have 7 choices now. What is this one? What number, what degree of the scale is that? It's the second. major second. Okay, good. Try another one. Let's go to another key. That is, guesses? It's the sixth. Okay? So it's good to kind of know where you are. So once you hear things, you can just plug it in to the position that it belongs. One more to try. That puts us in the key. Here's the note. You might be thinking, that's a weird note. It is dissonant, and it's a ways away from the root. Okay, so let's use that information. If it is weird sounding and it's far away from the root, perhaps it's the seventh, because the seventh, as pretty as that note is, just given to you with the root and the seventh, it's pretty dissonant. It's pretty dissonant. I guess that's an oxymoron. Okay. That's the seventh. Okay, let's do some. There are 10. I do the same exact thing, and I'm going to play the 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, and then play the mystery note. Okay, here we go. Number 1. I guess the beauty of this is I don't have to repeat it because you can go back and repeat it yourself on the video. So I'll just do these one time. Next one, number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. And number 10. The same note. You could probably reverse engineer that and figure out, since it's the same note, what chords those were, if you know what the answers are. Okay, here are the answers for those 10. If you don't want to hear them, pause. All right, number 1 is the 3rd. Number 2 is the 4th. Number 3 is the 2nd. Number 4 is the 6th. Number 5 is the 5th. Number 6 is the 7th. Number 7 is the root. Number 8 is the octave. Number 9 is the 6th. And number 10 was the 2nd. Okay, you can do as many of those as you want. Grab a partner and have them do some more with you. Write to me, I'll send you a bunch, okay? So please stay tuned and join us for part 5. Until then, this is Craig Faniani for the Sacramento Jazz Education Foundation signing off. Thanks for listening.